Unscripted.
Although it might be somewhat of a slow time for gaming news, there are a few little tidbits that have gone under the radar recently, and I thought that it would make fun to do sort of a video compiling some of these bits and pieces of news, which I actually thought were pretty big pieces of news, and a lot of people were kind of asking about, hey, well, why didn't you cover this, or why didn't you cover that? I kind of wanted to point out that, I am still under the weather. That's why I haven't come back to do M&C yet, or Crossfire podcasts. Even recording these videos, it's like I can't do a video without pausing it partway through because I'm coughing, and it's not, like I said, it's nothing serious. It's just I have a regular kind of sinus infection and stuff like that, so that sinuses are kind of draining and stuff like that, causing me to cough. It's kind of a tricky situation, you know what I mean, because everybody always wants to jump to the pandemic reason, and that's not what it is. It's not. So with that being said, I've heard of a lot of people getting their PlayStation 5, maybe they got it for Christmas, or their Xbox Series X, and I have to say that a lot of the hype for next-gen gaming seems to be waning a little bit, and I think part of that has to do with the fact that these consoles are harder to find, or at least the PS5 is. I've seen the Xbox Series X for my cell phone shelf, so I know for a fact that that's not as hard to find, or as big of a mystery to find, as it were. So yeah, it's very interesting to see how this stuff all kind of comes about and whatnot. But for me personally, I think that anybody that wants to join in gaming, regardless of the platform, is cool with me. I just like, as far as hardcore gaming and stuff like that, I think that that's really, really great. For anything else, I think that it just, you have to kind of just go there, like whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Like, some people want something out of gaming. I'm more of a hardcore gamer. I like those big AAA experiences and stuff like that. You may not be that way, to each their own. Like, even if you're gaming on a phone or whatever, you're some kind of gamer. Maybe not the type of gamer that I am, but you're still gaming. So that should be something of a feather in your cap. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's room for everybody. But for me, I'm not a phone gamer. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm a console gamer. So I kind of run with that and talk about that. And I know probably a lot of you are as well, if you watch any of my content. So I do want to get started on this video though. So what's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and that means a lot to me personally. The best way to help out a little crappy channel like mine, a simple like. It's free for you guys to do and means everything to me. So please very much do that if you get the chance. Maybe take a minute to consider subscribing, or take a minute to consider hitting the bell so you're notified of all the content. And shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. I really do appreciate you guys. So you guys are definitely wanted, and it goes noticed that you guys are here. So like I said, the best way, simple like, free for you guys to do, but tremendously important for the channel. So thank you guys very much. You guys might remember this. So the other week, or the other day, I did a video about Codemasters, and they updated the Xbox Series X version of Dirt 5. There was a little bit interesting little tidbit with that as well. The PlayStation 5 version still kind of looks better, but the PlayStation 5 version actually looks worse than it did before. So what I mean by that is, it looks like they did some kind of parody thing where they improved the Xbox Series X version, but also made the PS5 version a little bit worse, maybe to sort of even that parity out, because there was a huge difference. Because we're now seeing some screenshots and stuff of the game after the update, and that's unfortunate that it looked better prior to this new patch. So it's very interesting to see that. Now, I'm not like a tinfoil hat type person, so I'm not going to sit there and go, oh well, it's it's this or this for sure. But what I am saying is, it is a little bit funny to me that we see that happening at this particular time, because that's not something that would normally happen, where we actually see one of these consoles get a worse version just out of the blue like that. It does, honestly, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So a little bit discouraging to sort of see that or whatever. But at the end of the day, it sort of is what it is. But I would like to say that it does seem that Microsoft and Sony, and I've been saying this for a while all now have different strategies and different ideas for what they want to do. But again, what was very interesting to me was that we had so many different instances of people saying what the Xbox Series X was going to do over the PS5, and I love doing the stories where that was kind of proven false, that whole narrative. So this is an old game, but it is what it is. Like, people are playing old games. That's my bad. If you like old games or you're playing old games, I think that's fine. I haven't been playing as much because I'm pretty much finished. I do have I just started Watch Dogs Legion, so that's pretty good on the PS5. But for me, when I finish that up in Assassin's Creed, if there's nothing new out, I'm probably not going to go back to old games, because that just doesn't really, jive with me right now. With new consoles, I'm excited for new stuff. Unfortunately, there's nothing like super new coming out. But another instance of PS5 punching above its weight, you have technical analysis on YouTube for Honor, which runs at a native 4K or runs at 4K 60 frames, and it's something that really is phenomenal. This is just another instance of Sony really going out of their way, above and beyond, to make a console that just absolutely just smashed it. And I think that's really fantastic. That's amazing to see. And I know, listen, I get it. A lot of people don't like me or whatever, and I think that that's fine. But at the same time, I think that it's also important to point out to you guys that just pointing out these videos doesn't make me one thing or another. It doesn't make me quote unquote toxic. It doesn't make me quote unquote anything really. It's just I'm just kind of delivering some of these news bits, and that's it. And I try to be kind of sometimes funny or informative or whatever, and that's about the breadth of it. You know what I mean? I'm not out there to try to do anything nefarious, and I know that a lot of people think otherwise, but it just kind of is what it is, man. I just try to be me and the best me that I can be. So this other bit of news really went under the radar. There was a firmware update, and this was like for the PS4 and PS5. So and this was not too long ago, but a lot of people were wondering what it does, and now it's so game chat audio can be muted on the PS5 through the DualSense controller, but it's not the case with the PS4, and now Sony has added this option. So if you guys remember, they were starting to allow people to record the last couple minutes of a party chat or whatever, and a lot of people had kind of an issue with that. And for me personally, I never had an issue with it. I just think that, because I kind of stay out of that whole scenario anyway these days. Back in the day, I was probably, pretty foul-mouthed as far as cussing and stuff like that. I was never, anything more than that, but I can remember the early days of Xbox Live, and it was like everybody was foul-mouthed, And so, I know that stuff doesn't exactly fly these days, but, the fact that people could get you in trouble by recording your audio and sending that in, I just thought that was a little bit over the top, and who really polices that, honestly, as far as I could tell, it doesn't make any sense to have something like that out there, not having the ability to kind of be able to police what we do as fans or whatever. I think makes a lot of sense. I also think that, I understand that they want to keep it as a quote unquote less toxic environment, but I feel like, and I don't mean to go off on this whole side tantrum or whatever, but I feel like in life, we're setting up our youth and things like that to just be very, think that everything's hunky dory, and and that there's never any problems and that there's never any strife, and then that's, I think, where some of this bullying and cyberbullying, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what's making it worse. In my day, you got bullied in school or whatever. You know what I mean? It was it is what it is. Now everything is kind of bullying or whatever, and I think part of the reason is maybe it's sort of a softer generation where these people aren't kind of experienced or used to this kind of trash talk. I mean, it's not some of the stuff is obviously too far, but some of it's just in good fun or whatever. You know what I mean? I've trash talked my own friends on Gears of War, and they'll tell you that. You know what I mean? Back in the day. So, it's nothing serious. Sometimes it's part of the game. I mean, if you're listening to football or baseball or basketball players, you can hear them now that there's no crowds there. They trash talk each other, cuss out each other. Are they toxic? Are they bad? No. I mean, that's just really part of the game. And, I think that people are starting to kind of, we're kind of getting soft as a people, you know what I mean, where you can't do anything's offensive, everything's offensive, you can't say this, can't say that, and to me, I think that I'll always be against that, you know what I mean. I think that obviously we can have the option to mute, we can have the option not to chat, we can do whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on the situation. But yeah, they did listen to the fan feedback and kind of end that nonsense before it took off and before it got too out there, in my opinion. But I would love your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Hopefully I can feel better and good enough to do podcasts again next week. I'd love to do that. I just been so under the weather this little bit, so it's been kind of rough. But I hope you guys all have a fantastic New Year's week. Hope you get some gaming done. I hope you guys just have a good time and take care of each other and stay safe, happy, and healthy. I'm going to do my best to continue to deliver some crappy content for you. That's my promise to you. Crappy content every day. So you know how it is. You guys can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on PSN. You can hit me up on Xbox Live. All that stuff is linked below as well. Stay safe. Rack 'em up. Game on, my friends. Game on. Until next time, Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.